All right. Excuse me. All right. So we are going to go over unit conversions in this video. And the thing you need to know about unit conversions is that we start with some amount of something in some units, and we're going to change the units, but we're not going to change the amount actually. So we're going to use what we call conversion factors. And conversion factors are just fancy ways to write the number 1. Because when you multiply a number by 1, you don't actually change the amount that it is. The number will change, but that's because we're changing the units, not because we're changing how much stuff, mass, or volume that we have. Examples of conversion factors, think 100 centimeters in 1 meter, or 3 feet in 1 yard. Those numbers and units describe the same length. 100 centimeters is the same as 1 yard. And that's why I say we use fancy versions of the number 1, because that's really what it boils down to. So when we do these problems, we always want to start with the amount that we're given. So if I weigh a penny and I find it to have a mass of 0.12 grams, that's my starting point. That penny actually has 0.12 grams of mass. Look at my end goal for this problem. I want to get to milligrams. Lucky for us, grams is a base unit, meaning we can convert it directly to milligrams in one step. We don't need multiple steps by going through the base unit. We're already in the base unit and we can go anywhere else. So I'm going to set up my fractions because all these problems are multiplying fractions. I remind myself that my starting amount is a fraction. It's just over the number 1 because any number divided by 1 is still that number. So now I'm going to multiply my next fraction. My goal here is to cancel out my old units. My old units are grams, and they're in the numerator of my previous fraction. So I'm going to put grams in the denominator of my next fraction. My end goal, I already know, is milligram. So now, if I look at how my units are set up, my grams will cancel out, but my milligrams are left. And that's a good thing, because we want to be in units of milligrams. Now, the last step here is to just fill in my numbers for grams and milligrams. The way that I do this, there are multiple ways that you can do this, but the way that I do this is I decide which unit is bigger, grams or milligrams. I know that the prefix milli is on the small side of my metric scale, below the base unit, so I know a gram is bigger than a milligram. Because the gram is the bigger unit, I'm going to give it the number 1. Now I just ask myself, how many milligrams fit into 1 gram? I know the milli prefix means 1,000. So there are 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram. Now my conversion factor is set up, my units are set up, and I can just do this math in my calculator. I will take 0.12 times 1,000, and that's going to give me 120 milligrams. Let's try the next one. I told my friend that I want to swim 2,000 feet. Pools are typically 25 yards long. How many lengths of the pool would I need to swim? So I'm looking at this problem, and I know that my starting amount is how much that I actually want to swim. And so that's going to be 2,000 feet. And as always, I'm going to put that over 1 just to remind myself that I am multiplying fractions here. If I look at my problem, I notice that lengths, which I'm going to call lowercase l, is my end goal unit. That's my end target. If I'm looking at this problem, I see that one length of the pool is 25 yards. One length equals 25 yards. That's going to be one of my conversion factors, but if you notice, our starting unit is feet. I don't have a conversion factor that goes from feet straight into lengths of the pool. And so I actually need multiple steps to solve this problem. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to convert my feet into yards. So I know I want to get rid of feet, so I'm going to put that unit on the bottom so that they can cancel out. And I know I want to get into the units of yards, so I'm going to put that on top. Now I just have to ask myself, what numbers should I fill in for my conversion factor? This one's a bit of a memory thing, but hopefully we know that 1 yard is 3 feet. There are 3 feet in 1 yard. So now my units of feet cancel, and I'm left in units of yards. That's one step closer to our end goal, but we're not quite there yet. So we need to multiply another fraction. In this fraction, I want to cancel yards. So I'm going to put yards on the bottom so I can cancel it out. And I want to get into lengths of the pool. And so I'm going to put that on top in my numerator. Now I have to figure out my conversion factor. What numbers should I fill in? We already know that one length of the pool is 25 yards. So that's my conversion factor. Those are the numbers that I fill in for that section. I can cancel out yards, and I'm left with units of lengths, which is good. That's what we want. When we multiply fractions, we multiply across, and then we multiply across the top, then we multiply across the bottom. And we'll take what's on top and we'll divide what's on bottom. For us, that's going to be 2,000. We're going to divide it by 3, and then we're going to divide it by 25. I don't need to multiply by 1, because multiplying something by 1, that number stays the same. So I find that I need 26.67 lengths of the pool to swim 2,000 feet. Now, if you think about this, 26.67 lengths of the pool is going to leave me swimming in the middle of the pool. So realistically, if I want to hit my goal and then get out of the pool later, I'm going to swim 27 lengths.